What is up, everybody? Welcome into the first ever Film Room Friday. We're going to go over Arronm Rodgers' Monday night performance against the Buffalo Bills. We're just going to take a look at some of his passing attempts, break down the film, tell you what we see, tell you what we think he could do better, tell you what he did great. We're just breaking down the film. This isn't to tear anybody down. This isn't to build anybody up. We're just watching the film, telling you what we see as a couple of couch quarterbacks, just for a little fun. Just hopefully you learn something. Maybe you don't. Hopefully you do. We're going to get into this. Pull it up here. Oh, add to stage. There we go. Going to get the full screen up here. All right. I'm going to go back to the beginning of this play. So first things first with this, I should probably show you guys. I'll show you at the beginning of every play. First quarter, 3 minutes left. Ball game 7-3. So you're down 4 points. 1st and 10. So you're start of a new set of downs here. They're going to send a running back in motion here, and I have a little pencil tool that I'll use later on. So send the running back in motion over here. Not man coverage. Nobody follows, so you know it's zone. They pull everybody here. So they pull them over right with the play action to the left, so that they could build this wall right here, so that these guys can't chase as hard because he's just going to come back this way. And he gives a little flick of the wrist, like get upfield, get upfield. So all these guys looking back at the quarterback think they're about to cut up because he's about to throw over here. So he throws it. And this one's confusing for me. Riley, and you feel free to chime in here. I don't know where this ball is going because it hits him in the hands. Like, here's the ball right here. So just for those of you who are trying to see at home, the ball is right there. It hits this guy right in the hands, or just outside of his hands, just a little bit too far. And then it lands right here at this guy's feet. I mean, I want to say he's throwing it here, but I can't say he's not throwing it here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I could with it being Aaron Rodgers, I could completely see him being like, if I put it there, there's two guys that can catch it. Just
Yeah,
you know what I
somebody's going to
mean?
catch this.
Yeah,
So,
there's
like,
two guys there.
the ball is right above my cursor. Like, that little brown spot is the ball. So it almost touches his hands. And there's the dirt, like there's the ball there, but there's the dirt coming up from it hitting right there. So I wouldn't put it past Rodgers that he's like, if I throw it right there, one of the two can catch it. But he
Neither of
underthrows
them
this
did.
guy and overthrows this guy. So he put it in the only place that his two receivers couldn't catch it. And so that makes me think like he just overthrew this guy and it just happened to make it here because that's kind of the perfect distance. But if he is throwing it out here, he underthrew it, which has been a consistent theme for him the past couple weeks. He had the throw to end the game against Minnesota. That was a criminally underthrown ball. It kind of like the one to end this game, and we'll get into that more a little later. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the next play here. Maybe. There we go. Sorry, take a second. All right, so on the goal line. So here, we're not going over every single passing attempt. We're going over every attempt over 10 yards or more, air yards, over 10 air yards or more. So that's every attempt of 10 air yards or more, all the way up to, 80 air yards, I guess. 52, I guess, was the Hail Mary. So that was probably the farthest he threw. So here we go on this play. Probably a zone coverage in the red zone. Yep, they're sitting back in zone. They have a nice shell defense here. You got the shell over the top, right? You got bracket coverage, bracketed, and then this guy's the only one actually free underneath. So if you're Rodgers here, you're just trying to move around and give your guys a little time, right? So move, and then he's looking this way to start, and then he switches back, sees Garrett Wilson come open. He's going to put that ball right here, let his guy go make a play, and he does it better than anybody else in the NFL. Like falling this way, throwing back across, right,
Beautiful.
just absolute dime. This is what made Rodgers so great for so long. I mean, right here, his eyes are right there, right? Like he's looking
Oh
right
yeah.
here, like, okay. But he knows he's got Garrett Wilson on the backside. He's smart. That's what Aaron Rodgers does. He knows he's got Garrett Wilson in man coverage on the backside because he knows he has him here. He can see these two, so he knows they're not on him. And he goes, whoop. Garrett Wilson gets both feet down, touchdown, New York. Here it is from the other angle. We'll get the end zone view just because it's such a pretty play. You can really see where the eyes move here. I mean, he is Aaron Rodgers for a reason. I mean, he is looking right. He's looking this way, and then he just snaps it back around, drops it in on a dime. I mean, can you do it much better?
No, and I mean as he turned his head, he was throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
knew. He knew.
he
He
knew.
he could see the defenders. He knew who was where, and that's what Aaron Rodgers can still do. He has enough juice to laser it in for 20 yards, right? He's got
Yes,
that arm strength left. It's the as you'll see here, he only had 3 attempts of over 20 yards according to the NFL Pro website. So, here we go. We're going to do another one here. Okay, so you got Aaron Rodgers, obviously. Motion, no man coverage. You got a zone coverage play. And I'm going to pause it right here. Okay. So the Bills play this pretty well, right? You
oh yeah,
got you got here, here, here. You got here. You got him running across with him. And then you got him flooding here. So you have this area of the field covered. You have this area of the field covered. This area of the field covered. Manned up, manned up. This area of the field covered. The only thing that's really scaring you right now is this guy, but he's probably coming up to get him. So not a whole lot here for Rodgers, but he takes the shot and see how quickly that freed up. He sucked underneath. This came wide open.
oh yeah, parted like the Red Seas.
I mean, this is just a beautiful play design. And this is the kind of stuff Nathaniel Hackett wasn't doing, right? So he's got to
Yes,
go here. So Rodgers knows he's got to go here. He's got to go here. And this kind of shifts from like a weird cover 3 into a quarters because you got quarter, 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 quarter. And then underneath that, they're playing kind of a man hybrid.
and
So,
it's funny you say that about Hackett because we've only gone through what is this, our third play.
yeah.
But I have liked the play design as far as the
Yeah.
formations they're getting in, motioning guys, how they're running switch releases, stuff like that. I think
Yeah.
the offense has looked good these couple plays from a design
Yeah. And
standpoint.
and from the defensive perspective, you're trying to keep a shell over the top. You're trying to man up on some guys, right? You're trying to get some man, so no quick hitters, right? No quick outs, no quick slants, none of that. You got this. You got the middle of the field covered. But what Rodgers does is he's already like he has this receiver. Let me back it up here. This receiver, watch this. He's gonna press out a little and then come in, and that frees in the second guy to come through. He pressed out and then shot in. So both these guys suck in. You have the shell over the top. That leaves this part of the field open because both of these guys bit on the first man through.
Yep.
Creates confusion, creates a wide open throwing lane, easy completion, first down, not a problem.
And so much of Aaron Rodgers' game is played with his eyes, as
Yeah.
far
Oh
as
yeah.
making you think he's looking this way, but really he knows what's going on over
Oh
here
yeah.
and is about to throw it.
Yeah, he's a very so early on when Rodgers was winning MVPs in the first, 2012, 2013, 2014, those set of MVPs, it was because he would scramble around back here, get out here, wait for Jordy Nelson to come on a post and then come back underneath and be looping around wide open, right? And he would get the ball to him and they would succeed in that kind of way. And now he's just smart. He's been playing the NFL for almost 20 years. He knows what's happening. He knows what's going on. So let's watch this play. And to be fair, we haven't watched any of this. So you're watching it with us for the
Yes,
first time. This is a raw film breakdown.
live reaction.
Yeah, a lot of guys do it where they watch the play first, break it down in real time of like the nuances of exactly what are happening every play. They can tell you. I think it's more fun to do it raw. I think it's more fun to kind of go through it, live. So let's see what Rodgers does here.
Is this the Hail Mary? They're in prevent.
It could no. So let's hear.
What
Let's
were
back it up.
what
Let's
are
back
they
it up.
in
Yeah.
then that they've got
So
their safety?
so it's second and
Oh,
six, second and six with 14 seconds left. So the Jets have a timeout. So they're in the prevent, but the middle of the field's wide open. Jets have a timeout here. I remember this from the in-game situation. So they're just going to run to the middle of the field. Boom. First down. They call the time. I mean, they're not hurrying up. See, they're not hurry up offense or anything like that.
yep.
They have a timeout. 8 seconds left.
Those stands are empty.
So yeah, seriously. So we move here. Now we're gonna look at the 20-yard throws later that where the Hail Mary will come in. So this is 3rd and 3. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. You're down 3 points. So a field goal ties it. A touchdown takes the lead. See what goes on here. Red zone. So most of the time in the red zone, you're gonna get a zone coverage. Here they're lining up in man cover one. So you have the cover one safety here. You'd have probably a quarterback spy manned up, cover one, man. I don't know why I'm not using my pencil. So most likely this is, if you're a quarterback, this is what you're seeing, right? Or sorry, go back one. You're seeing this with a spy underneath to rob any quick hitters underneath, right? Like this is what you're probably thinking with maybe a boom, stunt in upfield and try to get the sack, right? Like that's generally as a quarterback, that's the base of what you're thinking coming into this. Let's see what they do. So yeah, exactly what you would think, right? They're playing zone. No, it's they do a really good job disguising. They're passing. You see DeMar Hamlin here passing Tyler Conklin off to this safety, and this guy will continue to cheat in. He cheated over to cut off the slant. Their man here. He's here. He's here. Man on this side. See, manned up, manned up. Zone over the middle, manned up. So very, very hybrid of them. You got the pass here. And then look at that. He put that on the back shoulder. I mean, that's as good a
Oh
pass
yeah.
as you're gonna get in the NFL.
And
And
that's where he had to put it with that corner being on the inside. He couldn't throw it to his
yeah,
outside shoulder. He had to come
absolutely.
back for it.
And here I'll play for just a little bit so you can see more of the end zone here. So you'll watch Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson immediately, he's like, I'm gonna win inside. So it makes you think you're gonna do this, right? So the cornerback's gonna commit to going here.
The
And
cut
what
off underneath.
it's almost a double fake because he goes in, he wants to go here, and then he acts like he's going to cut it back to the outside, throw the quarterback off or cornerback off, but then he's just going to settle into this, right? So it's kind of like a double fake out. And so he's going to go in, nope, I'm going to go out, nope, I'm going to go back shoulder. And what I learned, the Jets played the Vikings last week, and we'll watch it from the other angle here in just a second. But the Jets played the Vikings in London, and the Vikings were talking a ton about how this is Rodgers' bread and butter. The back shoulder throw is, see, so that right there. Boom, watch this. Watch this little wiggle. That's a double move sign. Like run the double, run the double. So that's all that's all it takes for Rodgers to like pick up on that little stuff. And so he does that and then he fakes over here and then boom, comes back to his guy. And I mean, that's in the hands. Great coverage by the DB. I mean, you can't do much better there on
Yeah.
all three ends. Coverage, catch, throw, like all of it was good. But that's what Aaron Rodgers does. He likes that back shoulder stuff. He likes putting it in awkward positions to catch defenders off balance and out of position. So it just didn't connect there. All right, here we go. So here we are in third quarter, 3 minutes left, 1st and 10, start of a new drive or start of a new set of downs here. Bring in motion. Nobody shifts. They're just going to switch off responsibilities. That's kind of a lazy way to see if they're in man coverage. Not a whole lot of the times is this linebacker going to switch with this one. It's just kind of a we'll see, or they're just checking the play to the other side. Maybe they think, this guy's coming, or they got 3 loaded to this side so he can step up in here and get more of a run at getting a pass block off. Let's see. Play action. Rolls out to the play action going one way and then the roll to the left for him. And you can see he's looking here. He's already looking at Wilson. Look at this.
He's
Boom.
waiting for it to clear.
Yeah. He just waits for the defenders to get clear. And so if you're this cornerback, okay, if you're this guy and you're already like Garrett Wilson's lined up on his inside shoulder. If you're gonna give inside leverage, you have to go here and funnel him inside.
Yeah.
You're allowed to make contact with these guys for the first 3 yards. So anything inside of here is free contact for you. And you got to use that. You got to use that because watch what happens. Just watch this matchup. Garrett Wilson gets a little, and then he's off to the races. I mean, this dude's already, he's planting off this heel.
And that
And
play
gone.
action, it eats up those linebackers. I'm sure
Yeah.
that corner was sitting there thinking, oh, I'll play outside leverage. I have the backers sitting over the middle. But that play action pulls him forward, and now he doesn't have that help he thought he had inside.
So watch this. If you're this corner, I don't even blame him for this. Watch. So right here, he's like, there's no way he's making it full speed between this gap. I have a linebacker right here. He's coming
Yeah.
this way anyways. Like,
I have
I'm good.
2 linebackers right
And
there.
then this linebacker steps up a little too far. Just a step too much. Garrett Wilson gets free release from the cornerback, and he's going to win that every single time.
And
Every
that's
time.
if those backers don't bite on that play action like they did, that doesn't come wide open like it did.
Yeah, so watch the top side matchup, okay? Now it's a little bit different. It's more of a stem route here, so watch. But see how he gets hands, he's touching him. He's touching him.
Yes.
You got to get hands on. It's free contact right there. They're still connected. And it's a little different because he cuts it up so he stays closer. But either way, he was touching him within the first 3 yards. You got to do that.
Yes.
And this is what Devontae Adams is good at too, is this same kind of quick, watch the feet. So watch his feet. Watch his feet right here. Watch. It looks like he's running on ice. Do. And it takes him a second to get set because of the quick release. He doesn't know where he's going to go. Watch his feet. It looks like he's running on ice. Do. Okay, now I'm going. It's that half a second of hesitation. And that's all it takes in the NFL is, oh, now he's free. Now he's running across the field. Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, all those guys, so good at that. And so we'll fast forward to the next play. Oh. Okay, we're good. All right, so here we go. Eggs out of here. We are in 1 minute left in the third quarter, 3rd and 12, tie ball game. So a touchdown puts you up 7 here. It's 3rd and 12. You kind of want the touchdown here. First downs, right at the 2, right? So you kind of want the touchdown here. You got to take a shot to the end zone here, in my opinion. So you have, sorry, I didn't mean to pause it there. So he's made up his mind. He's going to Garrett Wilson. And I mean, honestly, the Jets have this doubled. And then if you can see the back of their jersey, throw it because they can't see you. That's the rule if you're an NFL quarterback. That's what they're taught from high school level. You have boom, but eyes back at the quarterback. You got, this guy looking here so you can close quick. And this right here, if you can see their numbers, throw the football because they can't see you. And what's he do? Boom, right over his shoulder, right in between the safeties. Great throw, great catch. Almost gets a touchdown out of that if he can just hang on to that.
Roll.
Yeah. And here we're going to show you this from the other angle because this, they don't have the other angle. What? They don't have the end zone angle on this play? They don't have an end zone angle on this play. That's very weird. All right, well, we're going to move on. I don't know why they don't have an end zone angle on that play. So 1st and 10, start of the fourth quarter. Well, not start, 14 minutes left fourth quarter. Almost start of the fourth quarter. Rodgers in shotgun. He likes to run out of shotgun, especially at this age. He doesn't have to do the drop back. He can play a little bit more loosely with his feet. All right, here we go. See what he does here. Motions. They all slide, so it's zone. And there's nobody in the league I want more playing against zone coverage than Arron Rodgers. Boom. So let's take a look at this again. Watch him come across here. Okay, so you're going to get slide. Everybody slides left. Everybody line goes right. All these guys go left because they think this is happening. And look at this. Look at this defender. Turned around. He doesn't even know where this guy's at. He's turned around here. Boom. Right over this guy's head. Right to his receiver. Easy pitch and catch. First down. And I want to take a look at this. I'm going to go through this very slowly here. Yeah, so the line doesn't run a stunt. So the O-line does a really good job at walling this off for Rodgers with a fake right here to suck this linebacker in.
Oh yeah.
The
linebackers for Buffalo have been biting hard. And all the film on the play action, they're
with Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Right? So it's really like, just watch this. Watch this guy right here. Watch him. He comes this way. And then he looks and he sees it. And he passes it off thinking this guy has middle of the field responsibility, right? He's trying to bail back to it. He's like, oh, I fucked up. And so he's trying to bail back. He's thinking I have flat responsibility or kind of seam responsibility. This guy's got the flat. This guy's manned up. You got safety over the top, manned up over here. So he's thinking I got help. So he just passes him off. That He just got caught lacking, really. He just got
Yes.
caught too late. So
And that's one of the biggest problems with zone is you have to trust that the person you're
everybody,
passing the guy off to is
yeah,
doing his job.
because he does a good little job at checking him. He gets hand
Oh yeah,
checked
he got
and
hands
then
on. He got
checks
out of
him.
there quick. That other linebacker is just still playing the run.
Yep, this guy right here. So watch this guy. He gets up. Okay. Oh shoot, no wait, and then boom. He actually
Honest,
thinks,
if I'm the DC for Buffalo, I'm telling 43, you did a great job because
yeah,
that guy's
42
breaking
is the
in.
one that messed off the play.
Yes,
All right, here we go. So here we go. All right, so you got two guys in the backfield, two receivers out left, one receiver out right. I think that's Garrett Wilson up here at the top of the screen. Bring the tight end in. So now you got almost a mini bunch here. This kind of acts as a bunch formation, right? So now you got three coming out here. You got here. You got Garrett Wilson open. I think he's going to Braylon Allen here. He does. And I think that's just a bad pass by Ryder. Bad decision making because you got, so here you're going to see you don't have numbers here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 1, 2, 3. So you're at a disadvantage already. Now you're at a disadvantage over here too, right? Because he's coming over here. You only got the one, but he wins clean up here. I mean,
yeah.
that's that's all day, right? Now he's already looking here. He's never gonna go here. And this is open for a split second, but it closes quick. And
I
Rodgers tries to put it on that back shoulder, that thing Rodgers likes to do, and he puts it too far over there for a running back to make a play on it,
I
sails it.
I don't have a problem with it because it is Rodgers. You know, normally in his prime, that's a completion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's just the
Well,
kind of
it
stuff
depends.
Aaron
I don't like it
does.
because it's to a running back, and a Braylon
Yeah,
Allen type is a power back. So like, watch. So here, and he sees it, and he gets pressured. So like, he's got to get rid of this ball. So I would have liked it to go to Brees Hall, but he's already looking at Allen, and either once again, I don't know who this. It's so inaccurate. I don't know. I want to say it's to Allen back shoulder, but that could easily be to this guy, and he thought this guy was going to cut this in a little more.
hmm
So I don't think
I
that's the case, but
I will say from a play design standpoint, I love it. Motioning the tight end in, and then
yeah.
with that running back there, like you said, it almost is a bunch formation because that running back gets out so fast. You
Yeah.
have three wide
Yeah,
receivers
you
right
have a
there.
bunch there. And honestly, this is exactly how that previous play should have went, the completion over the top. So watch this. So watch this linebacker. He passes it off and he's
Yes,
there. That's what should have happened on that last completion. And he's coming over here and he makes it a tough throw for Rodgers. And Rodgers may have just been dirting this between the two receivers because he was under pressure. I wouldn't doubt that. He's the king of throwaways. So he may have just been looking over there. No way I'm completing this. I'm just going to dirt it over there by them. So it's not intentional grounding. It's hard to know without being in Rodgers' head or talking to
yeah.
Rodgers what he was really doing there. But it was fairly inaccurate if it was an attempt to try to get it into the hands of a receiver. And that's not very comforting to see if you're a Jets fan. All right. So shotgun, 5 wide, spread offense here. They're throwing the football. You can see that reflected in the defense. I mean, you're going to probably have a quarters coverage, I would imagine, with robber, and then honestly, probably a robber underneath. I don't know what the responsibilities of these three are. We'll see after the play gets going.
It's probably flat robber.
Could be. Let's see here. Yeah. So it's actually man. It's Tampa 2 man. So that's interesting. So that, I mean, we're not professional quarterbacks, so we don't know until the ball snap. We don't watch
Yeah,
enough film on each team to
we're
know.
we are watching this live for the first time, so we
Yeah, yeah,
don't.
yeah. And
Ha-
we don't. Rodgers has so much better idea of what this is going to be. He watched tape on the Buffalo defense
oh
all
yeah,
week. He knows what they're doing, so he knows what their looks indicate. So it's going here, 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 here is what you end up getting off this play, and I like it. I like the call for the offense against this. So you get outside release, boom, great play by
oh,
Rapp.
yes,
I think is it Taylor Rapp? Is that his name?
yes, yep. And he had a game,
Yeah, he had a game. He was
two
balling all day.
huge plays.
I mean, let's see what Rodgers sees here. So boom, gets the ball out clean. Great job right here.
Oh
Look at
yeah,
this pocket. I mean, he's getting in his lap a little bit, but he's pushing him this way. He just backed up too far. Great pocket here. gets the ball out on time, and I mean,
A little
it's
high.
hard. Yeah, it's a little high, but that safety's, I mean, that's where you want that ball every time. If you're a quarterback, you want that ball right in there. And then the safety just makes in super slow-mo, he actually like hits the ball out of his hand. It's a great play. It's a great throw. I don't hate the throw by Rodgers. There was an out route on that play that I might have liked a little bit more. Um, let's see if we can watch the sideline view again. Yeah, okay, here we go. So let's see if it's open. I'm gonna when he throws the right before he throws the ball, I'm gonna pause it. Okay, so he's decided to throw that, and I don't hate that. This guy
Yeah.
right here, he's sucked up here, and he's going here. So you're just hitting this open section of the field, and I don't hate that. You do have this here, you do have this here, but because he's not going to be able to undercut that, he's not going to be able to undercut that. So you're going to get completions. But here's the first down marker over here. It's a great straight line. You're very welcome for that. Um, but I don't hate this. It's just Taylor Rapp makes a great play as a safety. Here's the ball right here in the air, and boom. I mean, it's got to be past the first down marker. I assume this is third down if he's forcing it. No, 2nd and 16. So he didn't need to force that. He could have taken the underneath and let him get a few yards, but that leaves you with 3rd and long. You don't want that either. And he saw a window and he took it. I don't blame Rodgers for that, but he definitely didn't make a he made a great throw, but he definitely may have not made the best decision on that play.
Mm.
That's a questionable decision in my opinion, but a great throw. So now for just a second, I'm going to exit out of this mode real quick. I'm going to pull us back up on screen. In those plays, Riley, did you see anything that was alarming to you? Anything that you didn't like? Anything you did like? Pull up the other throws.
Uh, like I said a couple times, I love the play design from it as far as how they were using their players, getting into formations against certain coverages. Um, the stuff that alarmed me about Rodgers, if it was any other quarterback, a lot of or some of the throws I would have said were alarming or something like. But because it is Aaron, and I mean, he played Chicago for so long. Like I have seen him make so many of those plays that
Yeah,
I give him a little lenience when he decides to throw to a covered guy, just
yeah,
because. And even throughout the season, I mean, I'm not a Jets fan. I don't watch every game, but I've seen some throws where it's like, there's Aaron Rodgers. There
yeah.
is vintage
And
Aaron.
it's the back shoulder stuff like that one in the back of the end zone. It's on the
Yep.
back shoulder. That stuff he didn't have early in his career that Matt LaFleur really brought out in him late in his career of like, hey, you're old now. You can't scramble around for 20 seconds every play. You got to start putting these on darts if you want to succeed at an older age. And Aaron Rodgers has adapted well to that and done well. And Matt LaFleur had a insane, obviously you've seen what he'd done with Jordan Love and you've seen the Packers offense continue to do good things since Rodgers left. LaFleur's a great play caller, and he really revitalized Aaron Rodgers late in his career because with McCarthy late in his career, he wasn't doing so hot.
No.
Um,
And a
so
lot of that was blamed on McCarthy at the time.
yeah, and it was a lot of Rodgers not wanting to change because he didn't think McCarthy had his best interest. It was just it was a bad situation.
That
So
that
okay,
has been Rodgers, I guess, Achilles' heel his
is
entire
his
career.
relationship ability?
Well, relationship ability and refusal to change. He
Yeah,
knows what he can do and he wants to do it and nothing else.
yeah, I would agree with that. All right, so here we go. This is the Hail Mary play. We're just gonna watch it for fun. Rodgers as the luckiest Hail Mary guy in the history of the NFL. I don't know what else to say to
I
that.
am you. This was brought
Balls
up a
up.
little bit in some group chats. Is Hail Mary a skill?
No. No, it's so look at this. So, unless you count, so watch this. They rush 2 passers, okay? Tell
Yep.
me tell me if you think Daniel Jones can't do this, okay? Can't do this. Not hasn't, can't, okay? 2 pass rushers. He checks to make sure nobody's right on him. He throws it up into a 10-yard window. He has to land it within 10 yards the front and the back, or the front and the back of the end zone. So he has to get it within a 10-yard window. And then Al Lazard goes up into 3 Bills defenders and catches the ball.
So now let me for the fans, those who argue Hail Mary is a skill. They argue you can't just, like Brenner said, you can't just throw the ball there. You have to get a special arc so it comes down almost like a punt.
Yeah,
That
you
way,
throw it up. You throw a moon ball.
defenders have less ability to grab it. Your wide receivers can almost play basketball and kind of box out and go
Yeah,
up
but the
for a read.
defenders have the same ability.
Yeah,
The defenders
I'm
can
just
box out.
those who argue
Yeah,
throwing
yeah.
the Hail Mary is a skill. That is their argument. Is
So
that
I
he
will
just gets such an arc on it, no one else can recreate that.
yeah, I'll rebuttal with Russell Wilson is the greatest moon ball thrower of all time. So by all, and he has the Fail Mary, which was a touchdown. Tie goes to the offense. Um, so I mean, the moon ball absolutely helps. But you're telling me Daniel Jones can't throw a moon ball and land it within a 10-yard window? Like, absolutely he can. Any NFL quarterback can do that. It's just Aaron Rodgers gets most of the time. Aaron Rodgers has command and say over what he gets to do when he's on the field, right? Like
Oh
more
yeah.
than other quarterbacks. So, like Kevin O'Connell, 100%, Sam Darnold's in that situation. He's like, we're taking a knee, we're going to half, we're not throwing a Hail Mary, it could get intercepted. Aaron Rodgers says, no, coach, we're throwing the Hail Mary. I don't care if it gets intercepted. Like, he has way more shots at the apple. And I'm not saying that it's because he has way more chances. I'm saying it's because he's lucky. Like
Mm.
the defenders have the advantage, right? They're backing up, they're watching the pass the whole time, and they get to go up just like the offensive player gets to go up. But most of the time, the offensive players just straight beat him out when
I
Rodgers throws the Hail Mary.
I also think it's funny how, and Packers fans might get at me for this, but all the people he throws Hail Marys to are like guys that have no relevant
Well, this one
NFL
went to
career.
Lazard. There's one Hail Mary against the Giants at halftime of the playoff game, where Randall Cobb pushes off. And that one makes me mad because Randall Cobb is at the back of the pile, shoves a defender in the back, and then turns around and catches the football on the back of the end zone. And that one's
But
brutal.
what were the Rodgers guy? I mean, he didn't do
Yeah, yeah.
anything
Rodgers caught
outside of
one.
Green
The one
Bay.
against Arizona, yeah.
Who there was another tight end that didn't do anything outside of Green Bay.
Yeah.
Randall Cobb. Did
Randall
he
Cobb.
did
He
he ever leave Green Bay? Where did he
um
go? He went to the Jets. Did he
I feel
go
like
anywhere?
he played on the Cowboys. He played on the Cowboys for a year or two. He played for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I can't even remember his career post Packers. I
All
mean,
right, so he went from the Cowboys back to the Packers. Like he went back
mm,
after. So let's get back. So there are two. So here's another thing I want to talk about. Rodgers, he's not pushing the ball down the field enough, and it becomes very predictable when you're not pushing the ball down the field the whole time. So I think it's because he doesn't have the same arm strength, and you'll see that. There was the questionable pass at the beginning where it was just outside the receiver's hands and underthrown to the back receiver on the far sideline of the first set of passes. So
and
it just
there's
looks like
also
Rodgers. What
Buffalo
did you
has
say?
been in a lot of two high safeties.
Yeah.
And now
Well,
all of a sudden it's like two high safeties are something the NFL has never seen before.
yeah, they're
I,
just
I
making a
don't
fuss
know.
about it.
I don't understand
Tampa
what it
2 has
is.
been around since the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Yes,
coined
that
it
is
in the early
Tampa
2000s.
2.
Tampa 2.
Like,
And for those of you who don't know, I'll show you what the base Tampa 2 looks like. Base Tampa 2, half a field, here, 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 rush, rush, crash, rush. That's what your base Tampa 2 looks like. But you're floating. These guys are they're not just running out here to this spot. You're floating in this area. He's floating. It looks more like that with like shade there. It looks more like that with shade there, right? So the like this route is a Tampa 2 beater, right? The that right there. And if you can capitalize in these zones or these zones, right? Those are Tampa 2 beaters. And it makes it really hard to know because they could really easily, Brian Flores is a magician at this, run this and rotate into man coverage, right? Boom, 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 robber, robber, and then he gets to play half field, or they could play half and half, or they could play cover
But
three. They
you
could do
don't.
so.
That safety would be lined up on that H back.
Sorry, yes, sorry, my bad, right there.
Yep.
Thank you for that. I missed that guy. But so you don't really, this is why they watch tape all week. They see what they run out of certain looks. So you know if this safety is lined up on this side of the hash when the ball's in the center of the field, he tends to be playing a half field look, and it's, more this look. You get quarters on this side and you get Tampa 2 on this side. That's another thing that makes it so hard to play quarterback in the NFL. You can play, Tampa 2 on one side of the ball, right? You play here, 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 and here. And then you could play man on the other side of the ball, right? And you go here, 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 and here. And then you have this and that. So it's the NFL playing quarterback is ridiculously hard. That's why I think playing center is so hard, because they have to know all of that and the offensive line protections, and they have to block these guys. That's why I think playing center is the hardest position in all of sports.
While tossing a ball between their legs.
Yeah, while throwing a ball at a quarterback. But all right, so let's get back to Arron Rodgers here. So let's watch this play. So he's got 3 right, 1 left, running back in the backfield. See what goes on here. Drops back, kind of gets some pressure off the backside. He feels that he's getting rid of the ball early. And so I'm just going to let this play out. We're going to see here. Boom. What a throw. What a catch. You watch that initially, you're like, oh my God, what just happened? So I'm going to show you what happened here, okay? So watch this. So he stays in the block. Tight end stays in the block. That's Tyler Conklin. So you have that there. This guy gets beat pretty quick. Rodgers can feel it. He's like, I got to get rid of this. Throws the ball, and he's getting hit right away. This is an elite level throw, okay?
Oh, yes.
So, like I said earlier in the video, if you can see the back of their numbers, throw the ball because they can't see you. Now, I will promise you, if you ask Arron Rodgers behind closed doors, he wants that ball thrown right here on the back shoulder, and he throws it right here. Now, that's like 2 feet of total airspace there, and he's not super pissed about it. But the odds of this getting completed, the ball's right there. The odds of this getting completed, I mean, I don't even know if I could pause it in time. Like, I can't, like, it fits between that gap. There's the ball.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even, like, I'll try to pause it the best I can. I mean, that's the ball right there. That is the ball.
Will you go to the sideline view and stop it right as he's about to throw his arm?
Right as he's about to throw, stop it?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is kind of what I was talking about when I was talking about I give Arron Rodgers some leeway in his decision making.
Yeah, because he knows this route's coming here.
If it is a rookie quarterback throwing that ball, I'm like, what are you doing? Take the running back that is wide open at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, but take this guy because you get all this green space with it.
But he's got, it's Arron Rodgers.
This is why he doesn't, though.
I think you can hitch up and toss it. I think Arron decided he was going there and gonna take the. You know what I think he can half step up and flick it out
because they got this bracketed really well, and he's throwing to this spot right here, and so that's in the try. That's a big no go for me. If I'm watching this on film with Rodgers, I'm being like, dude, listen, I get it. You got pressure. Step up in the pocket. That's what Brady did so well for so long. Brady would get into this situation. He would step up and then hit this, and then you're getting golden yards there, right?
Yes.
Like this is, but
if that's a rookie quarterback, that's what I'm telling you.
If this is any quarterback that hasn't made an All-Pro in their career, I'm telling you, what the fuck are you doing? You do not get to just do that. Like, and don't get me wrong, like he's got this. Like I wouldn't even hate this throw. Like put it right here, right now, right? But I mean, the ball's already gone. The ball's out already, so I don't hate it. But it is I mean, 9 times out of 10, that's not completed.
No.
So, and this is
probably 5 times out of 10 that's intercepted.
Yeah, and so, here's the only other than the Hail Mary, which I'm not counting because you had to throw it, right? These are the only two called plays where he threw it for more than 20 yards in the air. And so, watch this, okay? This is the other play, and a lot of you I'll let the play run, then we'll talk about it. So let's watch the play here. Rodgers drops back out of shotgun. He takes some time, steps up in the pocket, throws, and the receiver slips because it's so underthrown, and he's trying to get back to it, and it gets picked off. So we're gonna run it back from the other angle because I think what Rodgers does here is pretty good, right? Get the snap off. He works right and then works back left to fake the D tackle out, steps up, throws it, but it's underthrown. Okay. Here's my issue with this play. And I'm going to go back to the sideline view. And I'm going to get my pencil out here. All right. So actually, I'm going to pause it in the right spot. Okay. So he throws his hand up. Pause it a little late right there. So watch this. He throws his hand up right. He knows, like, okay, I know I'm good, but he's going here with it, right? Like, this is Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard's going to take off. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the expression, if he's even, he's leaving. That means if you're even with the farthest defender, you have the advantage. And I don't know if I would say Lazard has advantage here, but Rodgers has made up his mind to throw here. He knows who he's throwing to. This guy is heading this way. He's heading this way. He's heading this way. That means that Mike Williams has this guy underneath that Rodgers has to throw over, and this guy's going here, he's going here, he's going here. That means all of this is free. This is free money right here, right? So you're trying to put this ball over here, keep it away from this guy, and keep it over this guy. Okay. That is where this ball needs to go. There is no route where you're running here and then you're going there. Like, that's not, the sticks are here. There is a route where you're going here to get the first down, but he has this bracketed, that's not happening, right? So the only logistical place that Mike Williams is going to run is here and then into the end zone, right? You're putting that ball out here. So the ball lands here. And Rodgers claims that Mike Williams ran the wrong route. Or sorry, here. It doesn't land here. It lands at the 20. Okay? It needs to land out here. I was a little off on my distances. It needs to land out here, go over this guy and away from this guy. You're not throwing it underneath where this guy can get back into it and this guy is right next to it. Like, you're never doing that.
Well,
And the ball
the
lands.
play ended up getting intercepted anyways.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because he left it short, it allowed this safety to get back in on the play and intercept it. If he throws that here or here, Williams catches that and scores. Like, and it's just an underthrown ball. And the reason for it is his mechanics. So you can't really see from this angle, and we'll show you from the other angle, but I just want to show you the play one more time. He hop steps into that. He crow hops that. He's an outfielder in right field, fucking putting everything he's got on the ball to throw this ball down the field. Right? And his shoulders are squarely to the boundary up here. Like, it is that is where he's throwing the football. But there's one thing that happens, and I'll show you on the next view, that prevents that from happening. So let me get there. So when a quarterback throws the football, and Rodgers' feet are very weird. He throws from a lifted platform, similar to how Favre did, and it creates the ability to where you don't get, when you land, you don't get your ankle rolled up, you don't get weird stuff happening to your legs. It's an injury thing. So what goes on here is he snaps the ball, right? I'm going to wait till he throws it. Oh, try this again. Okay, so those shoulders are going square at a sideline, right? Like, that's where they're going. They're not going, the ball lands like in this line right here. His feet are on this plane right here. So generally, you want your feet on the same plane as your shoulders, and that makes it an accurate pass. But because his feet are set down the field, it pulls the throw to the left. So what ends up happening is, because the throw's thrown slightly to the left, instead of being a completion out here, it's underthrown out here because if you rotate on a closed plane like that, if you tied a string and then rotated it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get back into the play here. It ends up being way underthrown. If he throws that ball with his feet set on a fixed plane, that ball lands right there. Williams walks into the end zone because it's over him and he was able to make it here. Those lines are very different lines. That is twice the distance away.
Now, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on it, but my thoughts on a quarterback's throwing motion are a lot like a golf swing. And the fact that you can go out to the range and you'll see some really funky swings. Like that's
Yeah,
not how
and
the
Rodgers
defense.
Rodgers has done this with his feet his whole career. So I'm not
And
saying
that's my point. He is a golfer with a funny swing, but for his entire life he's been hitting the ball straight.
yeah,
Now he's gotten a little older. That swings, it's still funky, but he just can't get it to go
his
straight like
arm
he did.
strength isn't what it was. And so he needs the solid base to throw from now, is all that is.
Yes.
And so you'll see here again. I mean, he does a great job. He sets this way so that the D lineman moves more. So this is my favorite part of this play is Rodgers goes here so that this D lineman goes here, and then he comes back here, and so that tackle can meet him here and press him upfield. That's a 110 IQ play from Arron Rodgers, and I
Oh
love that.
yes.
Give credit where credit's
Great
that's genius.
pocket
And
presence.
yeah, and so he then like that forced him up here. Lets the lineman
And
get back
see,
into the play.
right there, what you were talking, his feet are pointed at the right place
Yep.
there.
If
But
he
when
just
he goes to throw, he widens his hips out.
so see that that's where he's going to throw, right? Like that's towards the sideline. And then if for
Right
some
there, he
yeah.
opens up his feet. And maybe it was because he was drifting kind of back. He thought he had to catch himself.
And so it's hard to see, but watch this. Watch the ball. Watch the ball. You can't really see it there. It's duck. It's a duck. It is
Mm.
wobbling in the air. It is a underthrown, late in his career, Peyton Manning duck. Like that is not a good pass. Rodgers can claim whatever he wants. He was throwing the ball into this area of the field. His
But
feet
and
said it. His feet said
that
here. His shoulders said here. His feet said here, which created that line.
and I will give it to Aaron. Peyton, late in his career, it looked like he was in pain throwing the ball. I mean, he was just so stiff. I mean, Rodgers coming off the Achilles injury, like he's still slinging it like he was. He just doesn't have the arm strength
Yeah, he
to
doesn't
get
have the arm
away
strength.
with the plays he used to.
Because look, I mean, just watch Rodgers. Forget the ball for a second. Just watch Rodgers load up into this. I mean, 1, 2, and chuck. I mean, he threw that as hard as he could. It wobbles in the air. It's a duck. So I don't know if it came out of his hand a little weird too, but the combo of his feet being directly upfield, all that stuff put together, it just made for a very poor pass. And that was Rodgers' fault, not Williams. He can claim whatever he wants. There's no route where you run up that seam and then stop on the 20-yard line.
We
Like
and
there's a
we
seam route.
we say that, but who knows what the playbook is? Obviously,
Yeah,
there's
I
the
mean,
route tree, but that doesn't
yeah,
stop Nathaniel Hackett from drawing a line on a clipboard and saying you're
yeah.
supposed to stop here.
That's
You
true.
know,
That is true. And we're not, we're college quarterbacks. We're not professionals by any means. And a way more intelligent guy could come in and be like, "No, for sure, dude. We used to be in the huddle all the time, and this is what would happen." And they would draw it up on the clipboard, and they're like, "You're stopping at the 20," And
yeah,
sure, but I
a
don't think he keeps
40
running like
yard
that.
curl.
Yeah, a 40-yard
Yeah.
curl. And on top of that, I guess I can bring it up one more time here, real quick, while we're still in the studio here. We'll bring it up this way. But I guess potentially there's a way where because Rodgers thinks it's here, that's used to bite the safety over, but throwing it here with the safety just right there, you don't want anything where the safety is anywhere near it. Like
Yeah.
the grass, you throw it to the green grass. Like that's a
If
golden
you're
rule in
going
football.
to do that, he needs to start breaking there. Like
Yeah, and
where the receiver, he needs to start chopping and turning.
yeah, and so just for example, like you're not gonna throw like if you're throwing to this guy, you're not gonna throw it here. You're not gonna throw it here. You're gonna throw it out here because the
Yes.
green grass. If you're throwing it to this guy, you're not gonna throw it right here. You're gonna throw it here or here, right? You're not gonna throw it where the defender's right there. If you're throwing it to this guy, you're not gonna throw it here. You're not gonna throw it here. You're gonna throw it here on a back shoulder. If you're throwing it to this guy, you're not gonna throw it inside because then he can get to it. You're going to throw it to the outside because he's the only one that can make a play. Like everything about this screams this. And like even his route, like, so I will say he is looking from the inside. So that makes me think seam route, like two go balls. And then that makes this guy float up and this guy floats here and trying to hit this. Like that's what my brain wants me to think.
Yeah.
But um
Now this is the first. If it is a verticals like you're saying, this would be the first time where I would question a concept. Because why are you running two verticals 10 yards apart? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. So
what's
let's
the
watch it from the
difference
start here.
between the numbers and the inside hash?
So see, but what makes me think that is he starts on the outside and works in, which makes me think he's trying to work back
Back
outside
out, yeah,
because he doesn't break in, right? If you're gonna work inside and then break in, I get it. But you're trying to fool this guy, so you work in, give him a move, and then break back out, and that would lead you
to the corner.
right into that green grass area. Like once
Yeah,
again, everything screams throw to the green grass area on the field. And Rodgers throws it right here in the seam area. And I mean, he kind of is in that area. So I 100% could believe that the route was supposed to go through right here and Rodgers just underthrew it. I could totally believe that. But I do not believe that this guy, unless it was like supposed to be a deeper in, that he threw the wrong route. And in that case, why are you throwing it over here? You
yeah.
know? Like
Either way,
if you're throwing now I could see to give Rodgers some credit, I'll give this my final thoughts and then we'll hop off here. Um I could see that Aaron Rodgers thinks like, you know, he's gonna he's
pedal
already throwing the
down.
ball, but like maybe he thought like this route was supposed to go here and he ad libbed completely and is like, no, dude, I'll take this out here. And this whole part of the route is wrong. And it wasn't like it was an ad lib thing. So that's what
Yeah,
Rodgers meant when he said he ran the wrong route. But Rodgers you still chose to throw it when he was running the
yeah.
wrong route. So that's still on you. And you like the ball lands here. It needed to be out here.
And who is he throwing to? Mike Williams?
Mike Williams, yeah.
How many? He played the first game, got hurt. Was this his second game back?
I can't remember. I think it's his second or third game back. Yeah.
It could be just a lack of playing time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe he expected the Mike Williams to kind of pedal down in that zone, kind of buy some time. But either way,
Yeah,
there was
I
a
mean, he
mess
does
up
kind of
something.
slow up. I mean, watch right here. He kind of slows up. He looks back, kind of slows up a little bit, and then, but he has to get back around. I mean, he never really like changes his speed. Like, watch right here.
Yeah.
Right
Which
here, he changes speed, and he's just kind of jogging, but he's jogging that whole time and has to slow up still. So, I mean, the only thing I could imagine
but I two
is he was
two
supposed to do this. I could see this where he does this and then breaks back in like that, and that would leave him shorter. And
like he didn't carry it in far
he
enough.
didn't carry it in far enough, so he ends up way farther downfield than he needed to be, which I could see that. Like, but he's looking back here, he's looking at Rodgers, so Rodgers knows he's not cutting it in. He's like, oh, he's not cutting it in. I'll just throw it to him, and Rodgers puts it out. Like,
But I and
Rodgers
tell
puts
me
it
what
there.
you think. I think Devontae Adams catches that.
I don't think anybody. I think it's a miracle that the safety caught it. I don't think anybody really catches this because he throws
Mike
it and
Williams
then
got his hands on it.
yeah, but he slips. I mean, I guess if he doesn't slip, he has a pretty good chance of catching it, but he only slips because it's so underthrown.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, like everything about that is just maybe Devontae Adams does catch it. I can't say he doesn't catch it, but I don't think he would. And I mean, every way I look at this pass, every single way, it looks like a Rodgers mistake.
Hmm.
Like even if this dude
What is
even
the down and distance? Is it fourth down? Because he has the running back wide open underneath on both sides. He's got
It
the check
is.
downs on both sides.
I can't. All right. It is 3rd and 16.
Hmm. Well,
Down by
still,
3.
you're late enough in the game. I would go for it. I would.
Yeah. But I think he's thinking he has this. And because of that, so the ball lands here, right? The ball lands at the 20, correct?
Yes.
And sorry, get that off there. So I need to go back a little bit. So okay, so Rodgers decides, okay, I'm gonna throw it right here. He's decided I'm throwing it, right? I'm gonna fast forward. So he decided right there he was gonna throw it. And he throws it right here, right? That's where the ball lands. You're telling me with this safety that close, I mean, he's got like a loot, right? Like there's
Yeah.
no reason, like you're telling me he's deciding, okay, yeah, I'm putting that on the 20 because that guy, there's no way he gets there, right? With his eyes back towards the quarterback. Like he's looking back. Like there's no way that throw lands where he wants it to land. Like this dude is looking back the whole time and he goes, "Oh, shoot. Oh, okay, that's way underthrown." And gets his hands on it and makes a great fantastic interception that probably shouldn't have been an interception, but was. And
Yeah.
so I just like for me it comes back to the mechanical things and I find it very hard to believe that this wasn't a mechanical issue. I mean, look at those feet, dude. I mean, this is quarterback 101. Where the feet go, the ball goes. There's the feet, there's the shoulders, right? By
Yeah.
the time this ball, like his chest is turned this way right now, but that's because he's loading up to throw. But his shoulders go this way with the ball. Like, I just I want to try to get it right in time. Yeah, like there. Look at those shoulders. I mean, those shoulders are there. Get all this junk off the screen. Sorry. Those shoulders are there and there. That is basically just to the inside of Brees Hall right there. So like right here at that line, and then the feet are even a little bit more now pointed this way, and that causes it to split the difference and sail left on him. And it's a duck. So I mean, let's go to the other angle. Last one here, then we're gonna go because we've been doing this for an hour.
Yeah.
So let's get to the end of this here. So I want to see the sideline view one more time. So we know when he's throwing the ball, his shoulders are pointed just left of Brees. They're like right in this area, right? Like they're right in this area when he throws the ball. We just saw that, right? So right there. His shoulders are pointed right here. So you tell me from Arronm Rodgers through there. I mean, ball
Yeah.
lands here. I mean, that is exactly where he was throwing the football, and his feet are pointed here, which causes the ball to drift a little left. It's pretty simple.
And a
These
little
are simple,
short.
yeah, and a little short because if you tie a string and make a circle, you know,
Yeah.
it'll end up. Yeah, I mean, it is and he is claiming that the receiver ran the wrong route, and I listen, dude.
Do you think we'll see
It's
Mike Williams on the field next week?
no, no. I mean, yes, but I doubt he's there for long. But I cannot get behind a quarterback making an excuse of my receiver ran the wrong route. It's not my fault.
Oh yeah. Even
Like,
from a leadership, you're the quarterback. You take
yeah,
blame for
you don't.
all.
Well, you don't even have to take blame. You just go up to the podium and they go, "Yeah, what happened with that underthrow on Mike Williams?" You go, "Yeah, just some miscommunication on the play. We're gonna get it figured out this week in practice. We'll get it right. We'll be back, better next week. We'll get it fixed." You don't go, "Yeah, dude, he ran the wrong route. It was all his fault. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I threw it to the right spot. He just ran the wrong route." Like, no. What are you
Nothing
doing?
about that. Like, and then it throws in more questions about
Yeah,
his
then you go to
decision.
Mike Williams in the locker room, and Mike Williams is like, "Yo, dude, I ran the right fucking route. Like, dude, chill. Like, come on. Like, why you got to throw me under the bus like that?"
Yeah.
And then Rodgers probably plays it off like, "Ah, dude, I was just messing. Like, it's no big deal." But for
That's
Rodgers,
not what I said.
yeah, well, no, I definitely think he would be like, "Yeah, that's what I said." But I would imagine somebody like him, who's as narcissistic as he is, it's like, dude, it's just talk. I was just messing. Like, yeah, we both know what happened. Like, he plays it off to Mike like it's no big deal, but to the rest of us in the media, he played it off like, yeah, no, not my fault.
Yeah.
and
which
that's very
is
much who he's always been. I'm not
yes,
surprised by it.
he has done that a lot in his career.
I mean, this is simple. This is simple stuff. If you take this, comes out to here, comes out to here, comes out to here, comes out to here, right? Like I don't see if this is the point of aim, right? Like we established that on the prior part of the video. To get to here, it would have to come through there. A little bit wiggly, but I'm not perfect at throwing lines, which isn't off by much, but 5 feet here is 30 feet here.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
how that's how triangles work, right? So
Yes. If that's a 10-yard in, that's the difference between catching it here and catching it with your arms extended. When you're
exactly.
throwing it deep, I mean, that's the difference between catching and it being an interception, it being thrown out of bounds. I mean, that makes a huge difference.
So but yeah, so I don't necessarily know that Devonte Adams is going to fix all those issues. I definitely think Devonte Adams is going to thrive on the quick throws. Rodgers obviously still has the accuracy when it's inside, a certain distance to make those quick hitter throws. And that one that was the in between the dude's knee and elbow was insane catch, like that stuff. Devonte Adams is going to thrive in that environment. The deep passing accuracy is a problem, and he's not throwing deep because he doesn't have the accuracy right now. And so, yeah. Any other thoughts from you?
No, overall, I think Aaron Rodgers is just struggling with getting old, and I
Yeah,
don't think his arm strength allows him to do all the things he's done for the last 25 years.
yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that. So
No,
you heard it from us.
from
Oh,
now, it is on Aaron Rodgers to adapt to what he can do now, not
yeah,
what he
and
could
I
do.
think they do a good job of that. They only ran 2 plays where he threw the ball 40 yards in the air. I think they're doing a good job of that.
Yeah.
It's just you have to be able to take deep shots, and that's about as open as they're going to get. So if that's the
Yes.
best you got, I got some bad news for you. So, but we'll see. He could totally turn around. Who knows? Maybe it was just slipped out of his hand. It was just a bad throw. Who knows? Maybe they did have a 40-yard curl route in the book and Mike Williams kept going when he wasn't supposed to. Who really knows? This is just what we think. And we're going to start doing this weekly, different players, telling you what we think, telling you what we like, telling you what we don't like. So make sure to tune into more on the series, and we'll see you next time.
Deuces.